Okay, once I received it, I promised I'd do a review of the folding firebox stove, which I bought from America. It cost me $49.99, which worked out at 32 quid, and I was lucky enough to avoid any customs charges, so that was a bonus. There was some confusion over postage. The website advertised free delivery. I checked out, no delivery was charged, so I was convinced that was all that, and then the company did email me and say that actually shipping was not included outside mainland US. However, because it was their fault, and after a bit of negotiation, they waived the shipping and they posted it to me via priority mail, and it took just over a week to get here, which was pretty good. The reason I went for this, I was looking at getting a honey stove, and the only thing that put me off with the honey stove was the fact that it was all loose leaf construction. And when I was at my last meet, one of the kids stepped on Man of Tannis stove and it came apart, and I watched Steve put it back together, and it took a bit of faffing around, and I can't be dealing with that, especially if it's cold. So I decided to look for a hinged alternative and stumbled across this on my YouTube travels. It's quite compact. I'd say it's probably half an inch thick. It's 7 inches across the top and about 5.5 inches down. Packs nice and neat. It weighs 930 grams, so it's not ultra light, but allegedly it's very, very sturdy and buckle proof, and there are some videos on YouTube with them burning charcoal briquettes in it, getting a very hot fire, and it manages to maintain its straightness, so that was all good. The two pegs secure it in place and are also used for cooking, so we'll just whip those out. The ash collecting tray holds everything together, and it's just a case of, he says, let's try this side, pinging that off, put that aside for now. And this is the bit I really like. You literally just unfold, and then your internal grate just flicks down, locks into place, and you are good to go. There's, just change the camera angle slightly. There's a hinged flap at the back to control airflow, and I guess you'd put that back to the wind in windy conditions. You can use the skewers on the top to give you a smaller area, so you could stand a cup rather than use a pan, or you can just use the top to stand a pan. You can then, I'm guessing, put these down here a bit lower if you wanted to support a trangia. Sorry, I'm having tripod difficulties here. My legs are collapsing. But yeah, first impressions. So that's the wrong way around. It's not quite square, and I think that's probably to do with them getting the right geometry for it to fold. But it's slightly sort of, I don't know, what's the word? Trapezoidal? Is that a word? So yeah, it's not a full square. But first impression, pretty good, pretty solid. It's all stainless construction, and I understand, not that it means anything to me, but they use 18 gauge steel as opposed to 23 gauge, which I think is what most of these type stoves use. The firebox looks a good deal bigger than other stuff I've seen, so that's good. And yeah, pretty happy so far. I'm going to cut there. Next time I come back, we'll try it out with a few fuels. I mean, these are only first impressions on opening, so it's going to take me some while to live with it and get used to what it can do. But so far, so good. And I'll check back later.